Hey, what's going on, man? Jay Boxer, man. I'm here enjoying myself, man. I've been waiting for this for a long time, man. So, for those of you who don't know, man, I started off my Foodie Series where I'm going out to some of my favorite restaurants and sitting down with the owners and the managers and letting them tell their story. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you also know I love pho, and it's pho, not pho. Right? Right. So, I am here at one of my favorites, if not the favorite, pho restaurants with the owner, Hey.
Hey there.
So she was gracious enough to give us some time out of her busy schedule. She's got a beautiful restaurant and the food is very good. So, and we got all this beautiful food in front of me, man. So before we get to all this, I wanted to let you kind of introduce yourself and tell your story. I know the story. You've already told me the story. I come in here a lot, so I know the story. I've heard it 100 times, but I'm gonna let her tell her story about, you know, how you got started and the history and all that good stuff. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I grew up in Southern California, and my family moved here in 2003. My parents opened up a pho restaurant.
Okay.
I worked there and went to school, graduated with a degree in respiratory therapy, did that for 5 years, and decided, I want to be my own boss.
Yeah.
So this restaurant kind of fell in my lap, and 6 years in, my son and I were running it, and we're so blessed. And the success is due to the community and friends and family.
Yeah. It's
very thankful.
Like I like to tell people, I'll go to different pho restaurants wherever I go. And I've tried all the major chains. I'm not gonna say any names, but I've tried most of them. And the one thing I base my pho off of is the broth. Now, I've already been back to the back. I've already seen behind the scenes how you do what you do, and that's going to be some behind the scenes, but it's the broth that makes the pho, right? So for me, if I don't have to put any sriracha, or if I don't have to put any hoisin, I said that right, is it hoisin? Hoisin, right, yeah. Excuse me, I'm going to get it right, but if I don't put any of this stuff in there initially, then it's good. Now, you can see I have this is what I always get when I come here. I get the pho with the chicken, the shrimp, and
filet mignon.
And the filet mignon. When I walk in the door, they ain't even got to ask me. But because she's got some of these new dishes out in front of us, I want to let her explain what some of these are, because your restaurant offers some of the, and that's one of my questions is what are some of the things that your pho restaurant offers that some of the others don't? And I'll let you explain that. So go right ahead and explain this and what you got.
Yeah, so this is one of our popular picks, which is the beef short rib pho with slices of brisket in there. And it's a big chunk of beef rib.
Yeah.
And this is also one of the unique dishes, which is the oxtail fried rice. So we braise the oxtail for a few hours, and then I take the meat off of the bone, and it's stir fried in the fried rice with green onion and egg, and then it's topped with a vinegar. So it's rich and very flavorful. I don't think I've seen any other restaurants with this dish, so it definitely stands out.
Is it a popular dish? Do a lot of people get this, or?
It's not as popular as the pho. I think my restaurant, maybe 80% of the sales is the pho.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so a lot of people order the short rib and also the filet mignon beef pho because it's so tender and lean, which is the beef that you have in your pho. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now what is this?
Okay. So this is the beef knuckle bone, and I use 100 pounds of beef bones as well as other cuts of beef to cook the base of the broth. And this is simmered overnight. So it's a 24-hour process before I actually release and dump out all the bones to save the broth to cook the pho.
Okay.
So, and then I wanted Damien to try the bone marrow since he's never had it before.
Yeah. So we were before we started shooting, we were talking about the bone marrow, and I hadn't really thought of that. And it's served on bread. So explain to me how the bone marrow, how you get it in, how it's served, and what you see.
This is where all of the beefiness and the flavor comes. It's infused in the soup.
So the marrow is what? Okay.
Yes, the marrow is what makes all of the beefiness very hearty, very
Wow.
Yes, it's full of flavor, and especially the marrow inside of the bone. So it comes up, the fat that comes out of it just gives it full of flavor. So the more bone marrow you cook, the more flavorful it is. So about 100 pounds of beef broth is it's a lot. You saw how much broth was in it.
I'm eating.